All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining today. This is Dan Lyons at the National Weather Service in Raleigh with your routine Thursday weather briefing. I guess bottom line up front is this briefing will be a lot more featuring a lot more quiet weather the week ahead here. We certainly had a busy day yesterday with temperatures, not quite at record values, but certainly felt more like spring. Quite a bit of wind, some rain, maybe a little bit of tree damage and some branches down here and there. So as you'll see here in the briefing, we're not going to feature any of that because it's going to be a much quieter week ahead. But that being said, next week is Severe Weather Preparedness Week for North Carolina. We had the slide in there in our briefing earlier this week on Monday. I just wanted to put this out here again, make another pitch for folks to check this out. We have a link right on the top of our webpage right now with all of the information related to Severe Weather Preparedness Week. And a big reminder here, the big takeaway from this slide here is we have the annual statewide tornado drill scheduled for next Wednesday at 9:30. At this point, it looks like that should go off as scheduled. But in the event that we have severe weather on Wednesday at 9:30, that will be postponed and kicked down the road to Friday. Fingers crossed that does not happen, but anyway, at this point, it looks like everything should go off as scheduled on Wednesday. Okay, let's dig into the weather here a little bit. We have quiet weather across the region today. The upper left-hand image there, we got a big area of high pressure sliding in. You can see outside, it's pretty much either completely sunny or mostly sunny out there today. Dramatically cooler. If you've been outside this morning, you probably felt temps in the mid to upper 30s, depending on where you're at. We will recover into the 50s today, which is still well below normal for this time of year. And the cloud cover, it's going to be kind of steady state through the day today. It will increase tonight because we have a wave of low pressure moving up from the southwest during the day tomorrow. Now, it's probably going to be a little while before that precipitation gets here. Should be dry overnight, should be dry through daybreak. But as the day goes on, we will see some rain, some light rain, move up into our area from the south. That will linger in through at least the first part of Saturday, I would say. By the time we get to Saturday night and certainly into Sunday and Monday, things will dry out. We'll be back to sunny skies, dry weather, so on and so forth. The rainfall that we're going to get this weekend, let's talk about that real quick. The amounts are not going to be much. I'll show you the specifics of that on the next slide, but we're not talking about flooding rainfall or anything of that nature. It's going to be kind of a gentle rain, kind of a beneficial rain here. And I'll talk about the drought outlook, which was just updated today as well. But bottom line, rain exits the area Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, Sunday, Monday, and probably Tuesday look like they're going to be dry at this point. We do have an outside chance of some showers moving in. That's probably not going to be until Wednesday at the earliest. All right, so let's keep diving into the particulars for the rainfall. You can see no rain forecast across the region today. When you look at tomorrow, that's where the bulk of the rain is going to fall. You see those shades of blue on there, that dark blue, kind of tapering up toward that lighter blue. That's about half an inch to an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter if you're across the southern coastal plain, portions of Sampson County heading down toward the coast. Rainfall totals might be a little bit higher there, but what you see is nothing really to write home about. There's no purples or reds or oranges or anything that would be really concerning on that map for us. Saturday, like I said, stuff will start to exit stage right. We only see that light shade of green on there. Sunday, Monday, dry, and then our 5-day total, which again, the overwhelming majority of that's going to fall during the day tomorrow into tomorrow night. What about severe weather? We just talked about severe weather yesterday. We talked about severe weather preparedness next week. Well, we're pretty much clean across the board here. No severe weather anticipated, at least over the next 8 days that you see here on the screen. So certainly good news there. Potential for excessive rainfall, nothing across the board there as well. With that light rainfall, it's going to be real beneficial, really more than anything else. We could certainly use a little bit of rain. Even though we had rain yesterday, we could still use a little bit more in some areas. So bottom line, no excessive rainfall not anticipated really at any point over the course of the next couple days into the middle of next week, really. So I mentioned the drought and the fact that we could benefit from some rainfall. This is the updated drought outlook, drought update, which just came out this morning. We do have a bit of an expansion of some of the D0, that lightest shade of yellow on there. Yeah, portions of like Hoke County, just west of Fayetteville, some of those areas have been particularly dry, so they've now been included in some of that. And you also see the addition of some D1 moderate drought east of Raleigh, east of Rocky Mount, over toward the northeastern part of the state. And even with that rainfall that we got last night, which was not factored into this outlook, by the way, this was assessed on Tuesday, so yesterday's rainfall isn't quite factored into this. There really wasn't a whole lot of rainfall in those areas anyway. So the fact that we have kind of a gentle 1/2 inch to 1 1/4 inches of rain on the way tomorrow into Saturday is probably a good thing before the drought really has a chance to expand across the area. So I didn't explicitly mention this earlier, but it's certainly cool out there today. It's cool tomorrow. We are going to remain cool on Saturday, but then we're going to start kind of a longer term warming trend with temperatures Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday warming up into the 60s and 70s. It'll be above normal everywhere. And then that is going to continue. That trend of above normal temperatures is going to continue through the rest of next week, into next weekend, and possibly even into the first part of the following week, into mid-March. Pretty decent chances of above normal temperatures across the region. You'll also see that shade of green on there with odds are slightly tilted toward above average precipitation chances. Doesn't look like any single event there is going to be a blockbuster, but it looks like we're in a pattern, an overall pattern, which would favor a chance for showers every few days, none of which would be particularly noteworthy. But that's kind of the overall larger scale pattern that we're entering, one where temperatures will be above normal, and maybe we get a shot of precipitation every 2 or 3 days or so. So that's what the long-term outlook looks like at this point. Our graphical hazardous weather outlook, the chiclets, as we sometimes refer to them here, pretty much green across the board. The only exception to that is a yellow, a limited chance, a limited opportunity for some lightning. And that's what that potential system that I was talking about earlier coming in on Wednesday. So we've got to get through pretty much an entire week before we have any threat of lightning or really any hazardous weather to speak of whatsoever. So I promised you a quiet weather briefing for today, and I hope I delivered with that. It really should be dry today, rain coming back tonight into Saturday, and then dry for at least the first part of next week. Rainfall amounts, not going to be anything to really write home about. We got some very high chances of rain, as you can see here, 90 to 100% Friday into Friday night, but the amounts aren't going to be too terribly problematic at this point. No hazardous weather expected.